Hello, hello. Man, I tell you, I hope that you are having an awesome OnPassive day because I know that I am. Over the weekend, I was one of many guests on Sushanta's Global OnPassivian webinar. And during that webinar, he asked several questions about aspects of OnPassive. The little video here uses a couple of clips from that webinar to touch on what's at the heart of OnPassive's vision. Now, you can see here a quote by Fred Kaufman, the author of Conscious Business, How to Build Value Through Values. He says that consciousness is the main source of organizational greatness. Imagine that, right? And according to him, conscious business is the means for finding our passion and expressing our essential values through work. Through it, we seek to promote the intelligent pursuit of happiness in all that we're involved with and to produce sustainable, exceptional performance through the commonality of its community and the self respect of each member. Boom. I'll tell you what, that's a mouthful, and I would recommend that to anybody. Additionally, I've placed a clip in here of Miss Gina Leva, an OnPassive founder, or actually a former founder turned ambassador here for reasons that will become obvious. And for those that are wondering about that founder ambassador change, the term founder was a bit confusing when trying to determine what our role was in OnPassive, so it shifted to a more appropriate, more accurate title, brand ambassador or OnPassive. Now, Jean is a leader within OnPassive. She's done excellent work, very well spoken, and what she described here is a very important aspect to grasp when talking about OnPassive. So I'd ask that you'd please support Jean and our host, Sushanta Biswas, going to their channels, liking them, subscribing to them. I put their channel addresses down below.
I will start with Jeffrey Morlock. You know that Jeffrey Morlock has been in OnPassive for last 4+ years. I like to ask him some questions, and I'm sure through those questions and answers, our audience will know about OnPassive mass. So Jeffrey, you are with the OnPassive from its beginning. You know the OnPassive very well, its history. So I request you to briefly to brief the history of OnPassive along with what kind of business are we? That is, what kind of business OnPassive is gonna do to this world, to this internet world. So please, over to Jeffrey Morlock.
Thank you so very much, Sushanta. I'm telling you, it's a privilege to be here. It's a blessing, and I thank you so very, very much for hosting this, and for the many that work with and behind you to bring this entire platform to us. I think that it's a remarkable and phenomenal work on your behalf, and it shows your extremely valuable leadership to us. I want to thank also the leaders that are here, obviously, and recognize those leaders that continue to work and whose presence reflects the heart of OnPassive. Obviously, we have some of those leaders here, and I am grateful for them because they are, I guess you could say, they picked up and they're now running with the OnPassive torch. So my hat is off to them, and a lot of appreciation to all of that. Actually, the history of OnPassive is going back 4.5 years to June of 2018, when Mr. Mufara came up with the idea. He started doing some research before anybody even knew that it was an idea. And then he decided to roll out a new business plan. So he talked to some of his friends and some of his family members. They agreed this was a good idea. So then he reached out to some marketers and entrepreneurs and online workers. They thought that it was a good idea. So that's really how the whole ball of wax got going. Now, back then, we didn't even have a name. It took us several months to kind of form or to bring into a gel everything he wanted to do, which was to make a platform that had some products on it, It was going to be a very good marketing platform with some very good basic products that we could bring out. And then through this, we could start having folks build businesses and or improve their businesses and their odds of success on the internet. The first milestone that actually happened with us came in like November, December of 2018 with the launch of GoFounders, which was the very first, the very first marketing leg, if I can put it that way, of OnPassive, which at that time was still nameless. We didn't even have a name for it yet. And we expected to roll out a platform that had a cap of a funding cap of about $100,000. We expected that to roll out over a period of 3 or 4 months. We expected to be able to serve a cap of probably 2 to 300 million marketers online over the next few years. Now, obviously, we have far exceeded any expectation and surpassed that. Mr. Mufara in the beginning thought, okay, we may get 3,000 to 5,000 founders in this early portion of this. We surpassed that by the end of 2018 even, and going into 2019 at the end of January, we had surpassed double-digit thousands. We were up 12, 11, 14,000 founders. Things started to really take off. From that point, we started adding and making things bigger and more sophisticated. And then we would have to start bringing in help and hiring more people. So all of that culminated over the next 4 years to where we are now. So that's a real brief history of what OnPassive came from, our roots, where we started, how we started, that sort of thing. And to get to your question, what kind of a business are we? OnPassive is the brainchild of Mr. Ash Mufara, right? He's OnPassive's original founder and CEO. More than 3 years ago, he wrote a vision statement that actually, the last line of it said the effects of OnPassive were going to be like that of a quote unquote global stimulus plan. Now, I would certainly encourage people to get a hold of that vision statement and read it and really think about what it's saying. That vision has not changed. Now, to make that happen, and let me preface this by saying that as I go into this is probably going to be a 2-part answer for you. It's going to tell you what drives OnPassive and then what kind of a business we really are, right? So that vision is still alive and well and very much what we're aiming for, right? And to make that happen, OnPassive has merged advanced technologies, AI, right, and a lot of other sophisticated technologies with good intention, with human compassion, with empathy or understanding, if you will, okay, to develop business solutions that are powered by what Mr. Mufara coined way back when as AI with heart. Now, those solutions, right, that we have that are in OnPassive help us to help those that join to be successful. Or if you are successful, it's going to help you be more successful by helping us each to obtain and live in what we call abundance, which is helping us to have more than enough to meet our needs, right? And we're doing this because OnPassive knows, we all should know instinctively that when we have our needs met, Dean, I want to see you smile because I know you're on top of this. I've seen your videos. When our needs are met, we instinctively will go out and we will help those around us come up to the level where we are. We're going to help lift those around us. And that's the goal, right? We want to have everybody to experience the freedom of having enough to do what you want when you want, right? The goal is to lift humanity into abundance. That's at the heart of what we do. And OnPassive's promise to you is going to be that if you will embrace the business model as it's intended with compassion, generosity, with integrity, it's going to help you get to that point where you've got that kind of freedom, where you have enough time and money to be the best version of yourself and to share that with the world and those around you. But it's not a quick, get rich model at all. With heart and patience, you're going to be able to move into that abundance and you're going to be able to create a legacy for your family. Coming up now, you've got Jean talking about the love and unity that she's experienced, that she's witnessed inside OnPassive, and as she talks about some of the activities that go on within the OnPassive founder base and OnPassive business.
Now, I request we have with us our great friend, very dedicated and knowledgeable founder, Ms. Jean Aliva. Jean Aliva, I would request you to add on Jeffrey.
I'd be happy to. Engineer Sushanta, thank you so much for inviting me here. Thank you so much to everybody. Jeffrey, GV Rao, oh my goodness, wonderful presentations. I just want to add on the topic, which is accomplishments from 2022. And the thing that I feel is one of the greatest accomplishments of this company is something near and dear to Ash's heart, which is lifting humanity in, quote, unity and love. And that phrase was up the Burj Khalifa in that first presentation, I believe, on March 30th of this year. And that has been evidenced in everything that we've seen across this company. And anybody listening in that is not a brand ambassador, this is the thing that we do differently, and the thing that I feel is the heart and soul of the company, and that is that unifying spirit. And I'm just going to give a few examples of how we have done that over the course of these years, and most especially in this past year. And that is, well, one, in the March 30th event itself, we gathered together as families where possible. People gathered in rooms to watch that incredible live event. So we're bringing families together, bringing friends together. We also have been bringing people together in the live chats on the meetings. How many friendships and family connections have been formed just in those live chats? We know each other's names from countries all across the world, people we never would have met if not for OnPassive. The OES migration, and also every transition that we've done as a company, people have come together. They've set up meetings around the clock to bring our fellow founders, our fellow brand ambassadors through to the. We're bringing everybody together to the finish line. What was the other thing? Oh, bringing it. Oh gosh, I have so many ideas. The culture in Hyderabad and Dubai, each one of those offices themselves, and I'm sure in every office that OnPassive creates around the globe, they have this family culture. They come together, they do events, they do birthday events, they do holiday events. That is not normal. I mean, there are companies that celebrate things, but OnPassive does it in a real and genuine way with real love and connection and family, that feeling of love for humanity. And that is different. What we have is so different. So you got Dubai and Hyderabad coming together in these last months, putting together the most extraordinary platform of OnPassive, with that feeling of unity and real love. We love each other. Like we really care about each other. When we're sick, we pray for each other. When somebody has a birthday, we celebrate it. It's always about this unity and love, which I feel personally is the greatest accomplishment of this year. And going into the future, it's only going to get greater. It's only going to get stronger. Think about O Bless. How many more unifying events are we going to have with O Bless around the world? So that's all I wanted to add to the incredible presentations by Jeffrey and GV Rao. It's an honor to be on this panel every single week. I love you guys so much. I just want to say one thing. Amar Tamara Shobai Kea Valabashi and Dhanawad.
We also love to all of you. Thank you so much.
The link to the complete webinar on Sushanta's channel is also posted below. He always presents a great deal of information And Jean is also a regular on his weekly webinar, so there's a chance you'll see a lot more of her too. Thank you so very much. I hope that you have an absolutely wonderful day.